Or they really weren't here. You needed to go to places like Reynosa to find these hubs. And now they're here. And then you have panaderías popping up too. They used to be in Mexico, in Reynosa, places like that. Now they're here. So it's a bad thing that is happening over there, but it's also, in a weird way, a positive thing for us because it's bringing all kinds of creativity and diversity to our borderland. And that's what I want for people to take with them. At every event that we put together, I invite artists and writers who, art and literature is subjective, whether you like it or you don't like it. I could say it's great. One author's book is great. You could have a different opinion, and it doesn't make you wrong, and it doesn't make me wrong or right. It is subjective, and you have to relate with the author sometimes to understand. But being that I've been around in the art scene, the literature scene for a while, I run the Raving Press, which is a local Valley homegrown publishing entity. We started it in 1998. Next year we're celebrating our 20th year publishing and holding events here in the Valley. So I remember when there used to be so little events, so few events that were of this nature, where you elevated the art, you elevated the book writing and writing in general, poetry. I remember that. It was very, very scarce things back then. But we started it and we never let up. And we've seen how much it's grown. And that, I gotta tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there's a certain kind of magic happening. It's like when you, I don't know, I can compare it to like kinetic energy, right? One of those old cars that you gotta twist the crank, crank it up, and then after a certain amount of cranks, it just starts going by itself and you can't stop it anymore. That's what's happening. For 20 years, almost 20 years, we've been cranking that, and I'm not taking credit for the effects now, I'm just saying that we've been doing our small part. And I want to invite people to do their small part, your small part, because believe it or not, you guys are the fertile ground from which these poets and writers and artists are springing from. You guys constitute what it is, what is the rich soil of the Rio Grande Valley. Authors and writers and artists, they cannot exist if it's not because of the environment they live in. Is there anybody to go look for an artist who produced something that was strictly, out of thin air, had nothing to do with their environment, with nothing to do with the people around them, or even if it was a guy or a lady writing a short poetry book about a love affair. It's still based on an experience they had. I think I'm getting some feedback here, right? It's still based on an experience they had from the environment they're in. That's where they found their love. That's where they found their inspiration. So you, my friends, you are all our inspiration. And every single one of these artists and writers has a book that is inspired by this environment that you are part of. So when you see these books and you see these authors and presenting, you got to keep in mind that this is a reflection of you, of the environment. So with that said, I want to talk a little bit about the latest publications that we are promoting. Our latest ones is, for instance, The Lost Children of the River. It's an anthology of art and literature about the 2014 humanitarian crisis regarding the unaccompanied minors coming in from Central America. And that one we published in 2016, and we had collaborations from all over the country and from Mexico too. And then we published just this year the Bad Hombres and Nasty Women anthology. That's the. Can you scroll down? That's the. I don't know if I can cover there, but if you visit our website, ravingpress.com, you can see our latest publications and all the cover. There you go. That's our cover right there. This is the contents. So people from all across the country responded to our call for literature and art, from all over the country, which was surprising because I thought it was going to be a local, thing where people just from our region were going to respond. No, we got submissions from New York, from California, from the Midwest, the Plains, from the Deep South, everywhere. People from everywhere, from all backgrounds, black, white, Hispanic, people of all backgrounds submitted for this anthology. And it's been very well received. We've gotten a lot of high marks, and we look forward to producing more work like this. And that's just what on our end. Then you'll see right now, if you can look on your program, you have a list of participants. And each and every one of these people I've met and talked to personally, and I have seen their work, I have seen them perform, and that is why I invited them. It wasn't just to fill space, it was because they truly bring something unique, and some of the people have been working in the Valley for even longer than I have in the arts. People like Pedro Garcia. There's also great writers here like Christopher Rocha, Ceres Magaña, Richard Sanchez, a lady who's a very special person who gives motivational speeches, Lluvia Lorelay. She'll have a really awesome presentation. Jesus Perez with his latest book, El Temor de Perder a Soledad. Damian Duque, who's a young musician who will be entertaining us with his music while his buddy, Ceres Magaña, delivers his poetry. And we'll be closing with Damien. So, I want to invite you all to look at their faces, remember these faces, remember these names, because these people are going places, I know it. Each and every one of them, you will remember them in the future, you'll hear about them and you'll say, like, I remember when I went and saw these folks at this presentation, and their works of art, which are loaded with passion and creativity. And I'm excited for this event. I want to thank you again for being here, and I want to go ahead and start the celebration with Mr. Jesus Perez. He will be reading to us from his book, El Temor de Perder a Soledad. Jesus Perez, everybody.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to be here. We have people from Vallehermoso. Thank you very much for coming. And thanks to all the people who work behind the scenes to make this possible. Thank you, Gabriel, for the invitation. Les voy a leer un poema. espejo. Y después les voy a leer lo que se extraño. Deprisa, deprisa, que no se pase en vano el tiempo. Cuando era niño de los adultos escuchaba. Qué ironía. Crecí mirando el reloj día con día, procurando que en vano no te me pasaras. Y no en vano te pasaste sin que me diera cuenta, sino que a tu paso arrasaste con mi juventud y todo. Hoy salté de la cama. Mi agenda es muy ocupada, pero al verme en el espejo tan solo veo un anciano que con angustia pregunta: ¿a qué hora se pasó el tiempo? Tiempo. Astuto ladrón, ¿por qué tan cruelmente lo mejor de mí te llevas? Regresa, cobarde, devuélveme aunque sea un año, aunque sea un mes o aunque sea un día. Si tienes eterno el tiempo y tan solo te pido tiempo, ¿por qué te empeñas en convertirme en polvo ahora que aprecio más la vida? Tiempo, tan siquiera dame tiempo para ver la lluvia cuando escurre por las hojas. Tiempo de ver el rocío cuando a los rayos del sol se ve cabellos diamantes en los pétalos de rosa. Tiempo de ver las estrellas, escuchar trinar las aves que rondan siempre mi choza. Tiempo para agradecer, tiempo para ver la oruga convertirse en mariposa. Para ver salir el sol, sentir en la cara el viento, para repartir amor. Para eso te pido tiempo. Tiempo para oler las flores, sentarme en la mecedora con mi amada de la mano. No volveré a andar deprisa, si un día más me das tiempo, ahora que ya aprendí que no te pases en vano. Voy a continuar con este extraño. Esta es la historia de un hombre que amó con locura a una loca. Aunque aún es un hombre fuerte, se le notan los años. Vive en un asilo de ancianos y se pasa los días sentado en un viejo sillón, siempre pensativo, con su mandíbula descansando en un bordón. En raras ocasiones lo van a visitar. 2 enfermeras pasan frente a él y una de ellas pregunta: ¿en qué piensa el viejo? Él pide papel y lápiz y entre suspiros y sollozos empieza a escribir. ¿En qué piensa el viejo? En ti, amada mía, en las noches aquellas, noches de amor, de locura y de placer. Qué noches tan bellas, cuando a la luz de la luna hacíamos el amor y después mirando al cielo escribías mi nombre con estrellas. Qué noches aquellas. En ese tiempo sí que vivimos los excesos. Ya se han pasado los años y aún me ahogan los suspiros cuando recuerdo tus besos. ¿Qué será de ti? Habrá quien comparta tu locura y despierte tu pasión como en las noches aquellas. Se borraría de tu mente el nombre que tantas veces escribiste con estrellas. Qué hermosos recuerdos dejaste en mi mente. Mi pelo ya es blanco, mis manos me tiemblan. ¿En qué piensa el viejo?, pregunta la gente. Si tan solo supieran cuánto ansío verte. Volver a vivir una noche de aquellas, tenerte en mis brazos, besarte los labios, hacerte el amor y contar las estrellas. Amor de mi vida, si tan solo supieran cuánto ansío verte. Muchas gracias.
About passion, right? Obviously, you've seen that this is a bilingual presentation. We'll have presenters doing their works in English and Spanish. So up next, we have a longtime actor, director, currently with the Far Community Theater. He also has a book that he wrote that is to give instruction for anybody who is up and coming or starting artist, starting actors who might be interested. If you guys are interested in acting, this is the perfect way to start. His book is called 12 Diálogos Cortos. It's a book of acting exercises. And so I want to welcome to the stage Mr. Pedro Garcia, and assisting him on this demonstration will be Judy Luna.
Thank you very much, everybody. Muchas gracias. We're going to be doing a couple of live skits from my book, 12 Diálogos Cortos. These diálogos are in Spanish, and as Gabriel said earlier, I wrote these with many years of experience in reading plays and in directing plays and directing actors. Over the last 30 years, I've been involved in community theater. So writing dialogues and skits comes somewhat easy to me. This is the first book. I plan on writing many more, or however many I can, in the near future after this one, and some for children as well. And these books, I do have some for sale, and today they're on the special price of $10 each in the event that anybody wants to buy a book. They're normally priced at $18. So Judith here is an actress who's going to help me. I just asked her a couple of days ago. She said she would. So we're going to do two of the dialogues. The first one we're going to do is called, si me pueden escuchar, ¿verdad? Sí. I have a voice, I know how to project as an actor. Of course, when you're doing a film, the projection is more subtle. Yeah, the camera's right here, but when you're talking for a live audience, you got to learn how to project. Judith and I are going to project our voices so that you all can hear us. El primer diálogo corto se llama No te metas en mis cosas. Y este trata de un hombre y una mujer que han vivido 12 años juntos, tienen un hijo que está en la escuela y pues no están casados, pero han vivido ese tiempo y no ha sido el mejor de los matrimonios. Vamos a ver. Ya te dije que no esculques mis cosas.
Te vuelvo a repetir que yo no he esculcado nada. Yo no tomé tu celular.
Entonces, ¿quién lo cogió? Tú eres la única que se mete en mis cosas. ¿Para qué lo haces? ¿Qué buscas?
Que yo no fui. ¿Por qué piensas que quiero ver tus cosas? Y además, ¿qué tanto escondes? A mí no me importa tu vida privada. No me importa ver tus fotos, ni tus mensajes, ni tus textos, ni nada. Ya sé cómo eres.
Mi vida privada es mi vida. Y yo no te doy razón para que te metas en lo mío. Yo no te falto respeto, y siempre te ayudo en todo. Ya deja de esculcarme. No seas así, a mí no me gustan las viejas esculconas.
Yo no sé por qué me tratas así. Si solo hago cosas buenas para ti. Sé que no soy nadie. Nunca he sido nadie para ti. Yo sé que te gustaría estar solo. Ya me lo has dicho muchas veces. Pero un día me voy a ir. Ya lo verás. Te voy a dar lo que tú quieres. Para que dejes de acusarme. Y entonces, ya lo verás. Ya lo verás.
Pues para luego es tarde. That's it. That's it. And like that one, there's 12 other ones in here. And whoever uses this book can videotape them. You can edit them. You can do as you please. Practice them live, with your significant other or for students. Vamos a hacer uno más, porque es el tiempo que nos queda. ¿En qué página está? Sí. No sabes de qué hablas. Una vez más, gracias a Judith por ayudarme con esto. En este siguiente monólogo o diálogo, porque un diálogo es cuando dos personas hablan, un monólogo, claro que este diálogo tiene un monólogo, lo van a escuchar, es un speech. Somos profesores. Yo soy profesor de, vamos a decir, una universidad como UTRGV, profesor de historia. Ella es profesora de matemáticas, está de visita desde México, nos acabamos de conocer y tuvimos una discusión, estamos hablando un poco y ella critica la historia, el movimiento chicano, y eso me ha hecho una pequeña revuelta, pero vamos a ver cómo sucede. Gracias por acompañarme y por estar dispuesta a platicar del asunto.
Claro, hombre, me fascina escucharte. Solo que no entiendo todo esto del movimiento chicano. No creo que haya sido positivo y...
Yo tengo que hacerte a ti reconocer que estás equivocada.
No entiendo cómo es que personas que están en contra de la ley o del gobierno mismo pueden hacer algo positivo.
Y yo no entiendo cómo no te educas un poquito más acerca del asunto antes de que hagas ese tipo de declaraciones, señora. Lo siento. El movimiento chicano fue para ayudar a la masa de gente latina de este país. Gente que estaba siendo totalmente aislada, discriminada por el gobierno de Estados Unidos. Los hombres blancos de poder hacían justicia, no hacían justicia con los hispanos, o los latinos, o como nos quieras llamar.
Siempre es la misma discusión, que los hombres blancos son malos y bla, 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 bla.
Mira, déjame te explico, y luego puedes hacer tu bla, 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 ¿ok? En los años 40, 50 y 60, la gente latina en este país fue tratada de lo peor. Y además, por su falta de educación, tenían los peores trabajos y condiciones de vida. Los dueños de las empresas laborales los hacían trabajar largas horas. Y por si fuera poco, en las escuelas a los niños se les castigaba por hablar español. Y líderes como César Chávez, Dolores Huerta, Antonio Orendain, Jorge González y muchos más se organizaron y lucharon para terminar con este abuso. Y a pesar de hacerlos menos, no se dieron por vencidos. Fue entonces que se logró la justicia y vinieron mejores salarios, hubo más reclutamiento para educación, añadieron un programa de clases bilingües en las escuelas públicas y mucho más. Y finalmente, César Chávez pues también dedicó su vida a su gente, varias veces estuvo en huelgas de hambre y finalmente de eso murió. Esto es el punto que te quiero hacer comprender del movimiento chicano. Tú no has entendido.
Oye, pero Calmantes Montes, no me creas tan incapaz de entender. Recuerda que soy de México y que aunque no entiendo todas las costumbres de aquí, pues también conozco sobre las luchas sociales. ¿A poco no tuvimos nuestra revolución en México?
Bueno, perdóname entonces. Ya veo que has comprendido y que nos podemos entender muy bien.
Claro.
¿Y ahora?
Que sí.
¿Qué te parece si vamos a bailar?
¡Bravo!
Gracias. En unos momentos van a presenciar a Judith en un monólogo que ella tiene acerca de la vida de Frida Kahlo, ¿verdad?
Así es.
Sí, muy interesante. He trabajado con Judith en unas obras de teatro y pues nos dio mucho gusto habernos presentado y gracias a Gabriel por habernos hecho la invitación y a todos ustedes vamos a seguir aquí también. Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
I hope I'm not asking for too much if I ask for another round of applause for these guys. That was a tremendous demonstration right there. Pedro just recently, I think you said about a day or two ago, asked Judith if she could help him out because he had somebody else programmed to come and help him, but at the last minute they couldn't make it. So Judith is the that's what inspires me to talk about the folks that I'm working with in such a way where I'm inspired by their commitment and their passion and their ability. Judith Luna had a day to prepare. Of course, you would think, oh, but she's reading from the page. It's not easy to read and convey the right every attitude or the message, that is being conveyed on the written page. It's not easy. It's a talent, and she has it, and that's why I'm looking forward to you guys when you see her monologue in a little bit. You're gonna be blown away by it too. I have no doubt. And she represents something that I am witnessing in others and in myself, that I started to cultivate, which is this fervor, this idea of wanting to do something bigger, promoting ourselves by having faith in ourselves and in our abilities. One other person or one of many other people that I know that is doing this is a person who is doing like motivational speeches and talks, mainly for the idea of communicating, self-love. That's her preach. That's what she preaches, self-love, based on personal experience that she had. So I want to welcome to the stage. She is very inspirational, very talented as well, and an accomplished presenter, Miss Lluvia Lorelay. Please welcome Lluvia Lorelay.
¿Aquí se escucha? Voy a pasar unos videos para hacer mi presentación, pero antes que nada quiero agradecer a Dios por estar con ustedes, conociendo gente nueva. Que Dios bendiga su existir y que Dios bendiga el existir de Gabriel. Gracias por darnos siempre la oportunidad de estar compartiendo nuestras historias. Que Dios te siga iluminando tu camino para que sigas bendiciendo a todas estas personas que nos estás ayudando. Pues vamos a empezar. Yo soy Lluvia Lorelay, pero ahí van a decir bien quién soy.
Existen mujeres en la historia que han creado movimientos de cambio, mujeres que luchan por alcanzar metas y al llegar a ellas ayudan a más mujeres a ser partícipes de su éxito. Recordemos a Mary Kay, Joyce Meyer, Louise Hay, Oprah Winfrey, Coco Chanel, Frida Kahlo, Michelle Obama, entre muchísimas otras. Lluvia Lorelay es una de esas mujeres. Mujer que está abriéndose el camino del éxito a través de su movimiento de Mujeres Maravilla. Este movimiento es para aquellos que no se encuentran en el espejo, para aquellos que le tienen miedo porque saben que hay muchísimas deudas pendientes. Este movimiento no es solo para mujeres, también quiere llegar a los oídos de hombres y jóvenes que coexisten con sus mujeres diariamente. Cuando tú ves a Lluvia Lorelay, ves a una mujer de influencia que ha creado un movimiento que impacta la vida diaria de sus participantes. Lluvia busca con honestidad y amor dentro de sí misma y a través de su dolor ser un instrumento de enseñanza para poder ayudarte a superar los problemas y obstáculos de la vida que no te permiten ser feliz. Cuando ves a Lluvia Lorelay, ves a una mujer que ha luchado por lograr sus metas. Ves a una mujer que con un estilo dinámico y diferente utiliza el humor y la motivación para concientizar a sus audiencias. Platica con Lluvia hoy y es difícil imaginar el camino que tuvo que recorrer para llegar hasta aquí, las pruebas tan grandes con las que tuvo que lidiar. Pero fue desde ahí que Lluvia encontró su llamado al servicio para aquellos que se sienten perdidos, solos y no aceptados por la sociedad. Su movimiento ahora cambia la vida de cada conferencia que imparte. Te invito a que escuches cada palabra, disfrutes y reflexiones mientras te lleva en un camino personal que no solo te motivará, sino que también te retará a que te animes a lograr esa felicidad que tanto has deseado.
Bueno, pues de hecho iba a tener otro video y estoy presentando porque yo me hice una cirugía estética, la cual tuve problemas, casi pierdo la vida. Así que gracias a esta cirugía doy conferencias. El siguiente video lo explica, solamente que no hay mucho tiempo. Así que hoy voy a contar un cuento. Desde que empecé a dar conferencias tengo el gusto que mi mamá siempre me contaba cuentos desde chiquita. Y aunque parecía que me entraba por un oído y me salía por otro, empecé a sacar esos cuentos y los empecé a hacer reflexiones y los hice video con mis hijos. Y todo eso me ha llevado también a hacer un libro, el cual escribí y se llama también Hablando con el espejo. Pero si puedes checar mi página, es lluvialorelay.com, ahí puedes ver los videos, puedes ver parte del libro que está todavía en imprenta. Y también puedes ver en YouTube todos los videos que tenemos en familia, aparte el de la cirugía estética, de cómo comenzó todo. Así es que ahora sí les digo que yo soy la operada, que no me tienen que preguntar, así se los digo, pero después del video voy a hablar un poquito de la historia de la manzana. Yo creo que voy a dejar ¿se escucha? Porque no puedo hablar cuando está muy lejos el micrófono. Entonces la historia de la manzana cuenta, para mí es algo que es mi historia, porque yo estaba todo el tiempo frustrada, queriendo más, viendo lo que no tenía. Yo nada más estaba fijándome todo lo que no tenía. Si quería estar como Jennifer López, que si quería estar bien buena, no me podía ver al espejo. Llevé 33 años de mi vida sin poderme ver al espejo. Hasta ahora lo hice. Cuando me vi, dije, pues no he hecho las cosas tan mal. Y fue cuando empecé a recapacitar que tenía mis hijos, que había hecho unos hijos hermosos, talentosos, que tenía un matrimonio, que bien o mal, muchas mujeres están solas, que tenía mis padres, que siempre me han apoyado, que siempre me han dicho, sí se puede. Y todo eso yo lo plasmé en el libro, porque también cuento cómo fui teniendo los traumas desde pequeño. Así es que la manzana y yo nos identificamos, somos amigas. Así que era una manzana que soñaba que ella quería ser una estrella brillante, hermosa. Ella siempre se la pasaba diciendo, yo, como les decía, yo quiero estar bien buena, yo quiero el cuerpazo, o sea, que toda la grasa de la espalda me la pongan en las nalgas. Es lo único que hablabas conmigo y era lo único que yo te podía decir. Si ya no veía la belleza de las personas, yo solamente era egoísta y quería las cosas para mí. Y la estrella también se la pasaba diciendo, la manzana, yo quiero ser una hermosa estrella. Y quiero ser una hermosa estrella. Tú le hablabas de los elefantes rosas y ella te decía, yo quiero ser una estrella. No ponía atención en otras cosas. Se la pasaba viendo el firmamento y soñaba en ser una hermosa estrella brillante. Todo el tiempo decía, yo quiero ser una estrella. Pasaban por ahí sus amigas y le decían, vente, vamos a echarnos un café, vamos a hacer esto. No, yo quiero ser. No quería compartir, estaba amargada, soñando y soñando solamente con ser una estrella. Pobre manzana. Un día por ahí pasa la vaca y le pregunta, oye vaquita, ¿tú sabes dónde están las estrellas en el día? Y dice, ¿qué no sabes, manzana? Las estrellas nunca dejan de brillar. Las estrellas siempre están en el cielo, pero una estrella más grande, que es el sol, no deja verlas. ¡Wow! La manzana, muchas más ganas le entraban de ser una estrella. Así que pasó la ardillita, y esta es la ardillita de la era de hielo. Si saben cuál es, pues casi ha vivido toda la vida en el planeta porque se ha congelado, así es que sabe muchas cosas. Y le pregunta a la manzana, oye ardilla, ¿tú sabes cómo viajan las estrellas? Y dice, ay manzana, las estrellas se mueven muy rápido por el firmamento. ¿Que no sabías? Le dice el caracol, sí manzanita, eso es cierto. Pobre manzana, se la pasó muy triste, pensando y soñando en ser una estrella. Un día llega una familia al árbol donde vivía la manzana, el manzano, hace un picnic en el suelo y se ponen todos a convivir. La niña más pequeña le dice a su papá que le corte una manzana. El papá sacude fuertemente el árbol del manzano. Se cae aquella manzana que soñaba con ser estrella. La niña, que era pequeña, le dice a su mamá que si le da permiso de cortar la manzana. Pero pues como es pequeña, la cortó de esta manera, de manera horizontal. Por lo regular tú la agarras del palito y la cortas así, ¿verdad? Ella, como era pequeña, la acostó y la cortó. Le gritó a su mamá, ¡Mami! Cuando se dio cuenta que en el interior de la manzana había una hermosa estrella de 5 puntas. Pobrecita manzana. Toda su vida se la pasó amargada sin querer compartir, cuando lo que necesitaba era abrirse con los demás, compartir, venir a este teatro a compartir su historia, a cantar, a bailar, a sonreírle a aquella persona que está sufriendo a tu lado y que no necesitas hacer un cambio rápido, sustancial de la noche a la mañana. Con una palabra de aliento a esa persona que está sufriendo, a esa persona que está enferma, tú puedes con tu estrella interior iluminar su vida, porque tú también tienes esa estrella. Y ojalá te haya gustado este cuento, que después de que yo tuve una historia amarga, me di cuenta que mi luz estaba por dentro para compartir a los demás. Porque el día de mañana que nosotros tengamos que ir allá con San Pedro y llegues y le digas a Dios, aquí estoy, Padre, ya terminé mi tarea en el cielo, en la tierra, perdón. Él te va a contestar, yo te di un talento, ¿qué hiciste con él? ¿Lo corriste y lo enterraste debajo de la tierra? Tú le puedas contestar, no, aquí lo traigo, Padre, lo multipliqué y lo compartí con quien más lo necesitaba. Muchas gracias.
Always an amazing story to tell by this lady. The first time I met her was at a presentation at Barnes & Noble. We do our book signings and book launches out of Barnes & Noble in McAllen off of A3 or 2, Interstate 2, and Ware Road. If you guys are familiar with that store, I would invite you to go visit the store and check out our books. The ones that I talked about are there. The Laws, Children of the River, Bad Hombres, Nasty Women, and also some of the books that are here today by our friends like Jadid Luna are there. And you can get them there, or you can stick around for after the show and meet everybody. If you want to take one of their books, it'll be autographed here and at a discount. Everybody's selling at a discount today for this event, for a special event. So I want to thank Lluvia for sharing that. Always a powerful story to share. The next presenter is author of up to 3 books that I know of right now. He is a great storyteller, one of the best storytellers that I've met. He has the power of communicating, and he's not flashy because he's a very humble man, but he's a very accomplished writer. And I am glad to have him here today. I'm glad that he decided to join us. His name is Richard Sanchez, and he has his book, The Jelly Jar, to share with us. Richard Sanchez, everybody.
Hello, thank you for this nice welcome, and I appreciate the invitation. Thank you to the library and to Gabriel for having me here. I'm a newly retired registered nurse, and I've been enjoying my summer, and it gives me more time to write. I do have 2 of my books here, or 3. I have the Jelly Jar. It's not this big, it's just a poster. but this gives you an idea of the cover. You have some copies over there. My second book is called The Storyteller. It's also a collection of short stories. Today I'm going to share with you a couple of stories, but before I get into them, we're going to change the, what's the word? We're going to change the setting or the emotion. There's a little bit of humor here. We're going to go back into our childhood. The first one is called My Song, and it's about a little boy, about a fourth grader. And there's some words in here, and don't take them bad. But these are words that kids will use. Like one word, like body words, it's stingy. And it's often used as a bad word, but really it means stingy, or gordo, someone that is frugal, or someone that is tight with their money. Another word is Guantanamera, or Guantanamo, and this refers to a person, in this case a woman or a young lady from Guantanamo or from Guantanamo Bay in Cuba. And the third word is proxy. Proxy means in place of, a substitute. For example, Tom is not here today, so I will cast his vote by proxy. I will vote in his place. Okay? So, okay, remember this is a little kid talking. It takes place in an elementary school. My song. When I was a little kid in elementary school, I wanted to be popular. I did not want to be a priest, a doctor, or a lawyer. I wanted to grow up to be popular. It didn't happen. I had friends, and they were popular. People even made songs about them, and that pissed me off. But what the heck, right? First, there was Johnny, Pinche Johnny. He used to be my friend until he got his name in a song. Remember? Go, Johnny, go, go. Johnny be good. He thought he was all cool when we heard that song on the radio. He started acting like he was a big shot. He was a street rat. I lost him like a nickel at the county fair. I said to myself, Self, you don't need friends like that. So I moved on and I made other friends. Then there was my friend Hassel. He was real neat, and his family came from Mexico. They lived in our barrio for a few years, but then his mother decided to move them to Houston. Later on, I found out that Hassel got popular with the brothers up there, and of course they made a song about him. Remember? Do the hustle. Once Do the Hustle came out, Hassel forgot about his friends in South Texas. He never called or wrote any letters. To him, I say, good riddance. He can go ahead and be all popular in Houston and Chicago and New York. Who needs him anyway? And then there was Juan. Yes, another pinche Juan. He and his little sister got all arrogant when they made a song about them. He started looking down his nose at me and quickly lost another so-called friend. Nobody had to tell me about this one. I heard it on the radio. The song had a real catchy tropical tune. I pretended not to like it, but I did. Maybe you heard it when you were growing up. It went something like this. Guantanamera, Juanita Guantanamera. Well, supposedly, Juan was un hombre sincero de donde crece la palma. They didn't know what they were talking about. Juan was a kid. He knew nothing about palm trees. The only thing he could do was play with old car tires, and sometimes he would get lucky playing marbles. Juan could not even go to the store by himself because he couldn't tell if they gave him the right change. They made a song about him. Is life cruel or what? His little sister, Juanita, was more like a nuisance. They did not even make a song about her. She was a tattletale, and she was always in the way. She could not even do the hula hoop right. How she got her name in that song, I'll never know. Then there was Eva, poor Eva. The girl lived just down the street, and she suffered a lot. She had a streak of bad luck. Eva would fall in love with a boy, and sooner or later, he had to leave town. They wrote songs about her too, but Eva never got any real love. The boys would love somebody else, and the songs they sang to her on the radio always said the same thing. And forever, I will always love you. Another one was, forever and ever, amen. I guess they loved Eva by proxy. I do not know how that works, but I don't think it would work for me. It's just weird. The years moved on, and no one ever made a song about little Ricky. Nope, not even a nursery rhyme. As far as I know, I never became popular. Only a few people knew who I was. I watched the years as they passed by. Slowly they fade away like water under the bridge. And today, I write stories about growing up in the old hood on 21st and Fay. In the cool of the evening, I look at the glitter in the night sky, and I wonder if any of my childhood friends still remember me. I remember sometimes. I wish upon a star, and I wonder who you are. Thank you. Okay. For the second story I'm going to read, it's also a short story. It's called One Tough Squeakling, or in English, I guess, Little Baby Punk. And this one is, it takes you way, way back, even before fourth grade. It takes you back to even before you were born. And the vocabulary here is tenazas. Tenazas are forceps, an instrument or a tool used in childbirth. It's also a kitchen tool, a utensil for mixing or stirring. The second word is toupee. Toupee is a hairpiece used by men to cover their bald spot, sometimes called a rug. And Mount Fuji is a very tall, snow-covered peak, a landmark mountain in Japan. Okay? It is called One Tough Squeakling. I was a twin when I was born, but I was tough, laid back. I was in a hurry. I relaxed and watched my twin go first. I saw what they did to him. I absolutely refused to come out. I mean, I scrambled up to the top and I hung on for dear life. With my twin gone, I had no hostages. But you know what? I had terms. Mostly little things like no squeezing my head, no grabbing me by the ankles, no swinging me up in the air, and definitely no spanking my ribs, my bottom. What happened to my twin was cruel. Charlie, man, no way I was coming out. I dug myself into the sidewalls, and I grabbed onto the tubes. What was left of the twin's cord, I tied around my waist like a bungee cord. Someone pulled the plug on our little pool of paradise, and stuff was happening. Like an echo in the distance, I heard some crazy lady ask the doctor if he wanted the forceps. Oh no, fool, not the tenazas. They were coming in after me with the stomach spoons. That really pissed me off. I decided to make a run for it. But the cord was attached to my belly button, would not give. If I had teeth, I would bite through the damn thing. I checked. Nope, not a tooth in my head. I gummed the cord a couple of times. Didn't even make a dent. As a last resort, I flipped and cut my cord using one of my toenails. Man, I was flipping and flying like a baby ninja. En una chancita, or when I had the chance, I used the trampoline on the roof of my little hut and I popped out of there like a shot from a cannon. All of a sudden, I saw daylight. It was not a pretty sight. I caught the old doctor sitting on a stool and boom, his toupee flew one way, his dentures the other. He was startled, to say the least. I hightailed it down the hallway, slipping and banging into hospital clutter. I still had glow and flow on my feet. You know, the sticky stuff babies are born with. and I skated down the hallway like an Olympic speed skater. That night, I hid in the dark room around the corner. A blanket hanging off one of the beds made a great escape, and I crawled up to a nice warm mamacita. The next thing I know, someone grabbed me by the ankles and placed me in a little plastic tub. The women in white are a little on the rough side. When you least expect it, they grab you and bam, they inspect every little thing. Y no se les pasa nada. It's wipe this and shine that. They flip you upside down y te polvean el negocio. Then they flip you again y te polvean el bolote. All the way up to your ears. You would think they were making pollo empanizado. They should be gentle with the delicates, don't you think? And talk about culture confusion. For the longest time, I thought I was Japanese. The lady in white kept calling me Fuji. I was thinking, yeah, strong as a mountain, emperor of the rising sun, el mero chingón. Nada. Whenever she came to change my diaper, she would pinch her nose and call me Fuji. Well, that's Mr. Fuji to you, lady. I protested big time. I wanted administration to hear about my ordeal. I was sure I had signed up to be a Chicano. I even had plans to get Pancho Villa and Emiliano Zapata posters from my nursery wall. Every time I opened my mouth to complain, I wanted to yell, "Que viva la raza!" But you know what? The only sound that came out of my mouth was, "Wah, wah." It's the least thing. Sad story. Thank you so much.
I heard some people giggling. Totally a great storyteller. And up next, we have again our friend Judith Luna, who is going to present her monologue titled Vida y su Soledad. Everybody, Judith Luna.
Hola, Soledad, mi amiga, mi fiel compañera. Contigo he tenido interminables noches de conversación. ¿Sabes, Soledad? Mi mundo era de colores, pero ahora se ha tornado gris. ¿Sabes por qué? Porque tengo destrozado el corazón. Pero soy fuerte. Soy roble. Nací para triunfar. Soy pintora y pinto el mundo de colores. ¿Sabes, Soledad? Tú conoces de mis alegrías, de mis tristezas. A ti te he contado gran parte de mi vida y me has acompañado. Ahora se me fue este ingrato. Mírame, estoy contrahecha. Me gusta bailar, no sé bailar, pero bailo. Me gusta cantar, tampoco sé cantar, pero canto. Y esta noche quiero cantarle a ese ingrato que se fue. No me hubieras dejado esta noche, porque esta misma noche encontré otro amor. No me hubieras dejado esta noche, porque esta misma noche encontré otro amor. Tu regreso había esperado, mas te veías tan feliz en los brazos de tu amada. Te olvidaste ya de mí. Me hubieras dejado esta noche. Brindo por ti, mi soledad. Brindo por la vida misma.
Wow, I love theater. I want to say thank you again for the Weslaco, to the Weslaco Library for helping us organize it and letting us use this space. You just can't get that kind of experience if it's not in this kind of setting. And this kind of setting with that kind of acting like Judith is something that is memorable. Judith was performing that, which is that monologue of her own writing, which was inspired also by one of her poems that she has on her new book, Recuerdo de Dos Almas, which is also available at the Barnes & Noble on Ware Road and Expressway 83 in McAllen, and also here at a special discount rate. She will be reading that poem for us again, so I want you to please welcome her one more time so she can read to us her poem. Judith Luna, everybody.
Buenas noches, muchas gracias por estar aquí acompañándonos en esta tarde. Espero que les haya gustado estos pequeños sketches que hemos presentado en vivo. Y pues muchas gracias a ti, Gabriel, por el libro y por la invitación que nos has hecho para estar aquí con esta hermosa gente. Quiero leerles un poco de mi libro. Este libro lo escribí pensando en mi hijo que falleció. Tiene algunas cosas como oraciones, pláticas con Dios, consejos y reflexiones. Yo creo que se van a identificar mucho con él, porque a muchos de ustedes les ha pasado que han perdido un ser querido y no quieren aceptarlo. Aquí viene una oración y una plática con Dios que les va a ayudar mucho a aceptar lo que es irremediable y de que no podemos ir contra los designios de Dios. Les voy a leer este poema que se llama Soledad, quien me ha acompañado toda la vida hasta el día de hoy. Soledad. Soledad, mi soledad. Te digo así porque eres mía. Tú llenas mis vacíos, compartes mis secretos. Contigo lloro, río, canto. Solo tú me comprendes. Me cuidas fielmente. Cuando muero poco a poco del dolor, me abrigas entre tus brazos. Al despertar, ahí estás. Sin separarte de mí, me acompañas por donde quiera que voy. Eres mi sombra, mi voz interior, mi soledad. Eres tan mía que siento celos del bullicio que te rodea. Soledad, soledad, mi soledad. Te digo así porque eres muy mía. Gracias.
¡Bravo!
All right, we're coming up to the last two performers. Up next, we have an author who has a children's book. The title is Curly Fur Bear. It's a children's book. And he's also got some free prizes for y'all, so stick around for the end. He's gonna hand out some free prizes. So I want you all to please welcome to the stage Mr. Christopher Rocha.
Thank you all very much. I'd like to thank my brother who actually showed up today to support me, and my brother is the one responsible for the artwork up here. So let's give him a round of applause. My stories are called The Adventures of Curly Fur Bear, and today I'm going to be reading one of the first books I wrote, which is The Big Wheel Bummer. Curly Fur Bear was a lucky bear. He was lucky that on even of the worst of days, he always had a smile. Curly Fur Bear loved everyone and everything, from the smallest of bugs to the biggest of dinosaurs. Even though he never actually saw a real dinosaur, he knew he'd like them. Curly Fur Bear's day started like most bears' days. He'd wake up bright and early and full of energy. He would grab a quick breakfast to build up even more energy, like he really needed it, before running out the door to unleash that grisly, growly, curly-haired frenzy of his. Never would he forget to drive Mama Bear crazy by asking her, "What's for dinner?" before finishing his breakfast, washing his plate, and rushing out the door. Curly Fur Bear could count on his friends to be outside and ready to play. Springtime was a wonderful time. Birds were singing and flowers were blooming. As the last of the snow melted, the sidewalks began to dry. Dry sidewalks meant just one thing: big wheels! Curly Fur Bear loved his big wheel. He rode it all day long. He rode it so much that he'd always wear out the wheels. Again, driving Mama Bear crazy, knowing that she'd have to replace them or keep him inside. She gladly bought him new wheels, and screeching off he'd go. Oh, the joy of a big wheel. Peeling out, racing with friends, trying to go faster with each go-around. There was no stopping a bear on a big wheel. Oh, the journeys you could go on, going from one city to another without ever leaving the neighborhood. Just a little imagination can take you far, and Curly Fur Bear traveled the world, all from his own front yard. One tragic day, Curly Fur Bear's journey suddenly stopped. What? Why? How, you ask? Well, one day when Curly Fur Bear went back outside to play, his big wheel was gone. Missing, vanished, kaput! Just like that, his dreams disappeared. No longer could he travel the world from the comfort of his yard. No longer could he build a super triple-decker cheese and nutty and pickle and chocolate and marshmallow sandwich. No way. He could still build that sandwich, but his world travel stopped. His heart stopped, and his world seemed to come to an end. Curly Fur Bear was devastated. The always happy, always smiling, always cheerful Curly Fur Bear was sad. He'd still go outside and play, but without his usual self. He'd watch his friends ride their big wheels with such joy. They would share theirs with him, but it just wasn't the same. He missed his big wheel. He missed the stickers he decorated it with, making it truly his. He missed the feel of the worn handles molded to fit his hands. He missed the smell of his melting wheels from driving it so fast. He missed the wind in his face. He missed his friend. The day seemed to be years without that. On a bright, sunny, yet still gloomy day, Curly Fur Bear, after having breakfast, of course, and driving Mama Bear crazy by asking what's for dinner, ran out to play with his friends. As they played and laughed, thoughts of his big wheels were temporarily occupied thanks to those friends. All of a sudden, this bright, sunny day became even brighter. Curly Fur Bear's eyes grew bigger and wider. Could it really be? He knew it was. There it was. In the hands of someone else was his big wheel. An older bear went and took it from him and was having fun at Curly Fur Bear's expense. Curly Fur ran home as fast as he could. He burst through the door and into the kitchen where Mama Bear was planning dinner. At the table sat Curly Fur Bear's older brother, Mark Bear. Curly Fur Bear told his Mama Bear that he saw his big wheel and older bear was playing with it. With those words, Mark Bear sprang from the table and said, "Let's go get it." Out the door, Mama Bear watched them march. With a fierce look on his brother's face and a proud smile on Curly Fur Bear's, they made their way to the scene of the crime. There it was, the big wheel. Not just any big wheel, it was Curly Fur Bear's big wheel. All the stickers, all the memories, all the glory, there was a big wheel. Curly Fur Bear's brother grabbed it and said, "Let's go." Just then, the older bear came out of the forest and said, "Hey! What are you doing?" With warning karate chops and flying karate kicks, Curly Fur Bear's brother Mark Bear said, "This is my brother's. You took it from him, and we're taking it back." The older bear sank back into the forest. Curly Fur Bear and his brother walked away with smiles and big wheel in hand. There may not have been actual karate chops or flying karate kicks that day, but with a little confidence, anything can happen. With a little imagination, anything can happen. And with a little imagination, Curly Fur Bear was back traveling the world on his feet. Thank you. Yes, go. Another story? Yes. This is The Adventures of Curly Fur Bear, Baseball Buddies. Run, 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 yelled the crowd as the baseball left the bat and headed to right center field. Curly Fur Bear rounded first base and headed to second. The time seemed to stand for everyone else as Curly Fur Bear ran past second base and ran toward third even faster. It seemed like nothing could stop him. His eyes were set for home plate. The crowd's cheers driving him to run even faster. There was home plate, creeping closer and closer. The throw, the dive, the catch, the call! Save! Yelled the umpire. Curly Fur Bear was safe at home, and the dust cleared and his eyes opened wide. A familiar smell tickled his nose. Bacon, eggs, pancakes. Oh, yes. Curly Fur Bear sprang from his bed after that wonderful dream and darted for the kitchen. What's better than dreaming about baseball? Eating a good breakfast to give Curly Fur Bear that extra energy to meet his friends for a real game of baseball. As always, driving Mama Bear crazy by asking her what's for dinner before finishing his breakfast and rushing out the door. Curly Fur Bear and his friends loved playing games, all kinds of games. But this was summertime. Summertime meant baseball. Those wonderful sounds of summer. The pop of the ball as it hits the glove, the crack of the bat as it hits the ball, the sound of the dirt as you round the bases, the sound of snow cones being crunched, the sound of hot dogs being chewed, the sound of peanuts being peeled. Oh wait, back to baseball. The sound of fun. Curly Fur Bear and his friends would meet at the park and play just for fun. Other animals from the forest would come by and join in, making new friends. As Curly Fur Bear and his friends played, nothing else mattered. No one lost a game, no one won a game, no one got mad, no one got sad. It was summer. It was fun. Play ball, sign up here. The animals heard being called. Come be part of the team, join the baseball league. The call continued. Curly Fur Bear and his friends were excited. Real baseball uniforms, real baseball fields, real games. All the animals ran back home to their parents to ask them to sign them up, and sign them up they did. If not, more time for the kids to make noise at home. Sign-up times also meant separation time. The usual gang was split up. They were placed on different teams. No longer would they play together. Now they would play against each other. Now they would be adversaries, opponents, enemies, knights battling knights for honor and glory on the field of battle. Well, at least the field of baseball. The kids parted ways and practiced with their new teams and new friends until opening night. The home team made their way onto the field with fierce and nervous looks in their eyes. Looking equally fierce and nervous, the visiting team prepared to bat. The pitcher steps up to the mound, stares down the bat, enters the windup, throws the pitch. The battle has begun. Once friends, now fierce enemies. Brother against brother, sister against sister, brother against sister, sister against brother, mothers and fathers torn apart. Strike one! Yelled the umpire. Baseball was underway. Ball! Called the umpire as the pitch just missed the strike zone. Good eye, rumbled from the dugout. Both the pitcher and the batter on a stare down with the other. The pitch. Bam! The ball heads toward third with a wild bounce and into the glove of the shortstop. Out from the glove, he throws the ball to the first, trying to beat the batter. The run, the throw, out was the call as the ball reached the glove, just in the nick of time. Hit after hit, out after out, run after run. Both teams giving the crowd a great show. Moms, dads, sisters, brothers, even other teams were watching. The battle of all battles was taking place. The Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marines, not wanting to engage in such a clash of force. This was just game one, and a full season was still ahead. Cheers from the crowd filled the air. Chants of, "Hey, batter, batter," crept into the batter's ears. Another pitch was thrown, and with the swing of the bat, the ball sailed into the outfield. The runner ran past first base and headed toward second. With a thundering throw, the ball reaches the second baseman. The base runner and the second baseman collide at full force. Dust and dirt fly through the air from the collision, and both players hit the ground. Out! Yells the umpire, as both teams rush onto the field yelling at each other. Face to face, chest to chest. Friends who never got mad at one another, now enemies. Each team protecting their teammate. No one even noticing the two players helping each other up. Smiling, congratulating each other on a great play. True sportsmanship. Appreciation for the other's great effort. Player after player took notice of the two, and the two teams smiled at each other, shook hands, and returned to their respective positions on the field. The battle, no, the game resumed. After all, it was just a game. And after the game, these enemies who were really friends walked off the field together, smiles and cheers for one another, knowing the scoreboard showed that one team had won the game, but knowing they were all winners for being a part of the game, remaining friends, no matter what the score says. Thank you.
That was amazing. One of the things that I like about Christopher when he participates is that he has that radio voice. It's like you could have closed your eyes and you could see everything he's describing. It's like back in the day, you see the movies depicting people how they used to find their entertainment at home with the radio, listening to a broadcast of a game or whatever's going on. And I think that is it's such a great pastime that is lost, unfortunately. And I'm not against technology. Technology is one of those things that is driving humanity towards better things, I think, in the long run. But in the meantime, sometimes I find myself a little bit void of feeling, a little void of meaning when you're constantly streaming through things, and it seems like more and more nowadays nothing is really relevant or really significant that it forces you to really stop and think and learn or appreciate or save for later. I can go on my accounts, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, and look at all the saved videos, and none of them are relevant to the day. They're relevant for that moment and the particular time, and then they become irrelevant. And that leaves me kind of empty. After a while, it seems like I feel like, what is valuable now? What is deep? What is meaningful now? And I think that literature is the one thing that is going to save the day. People say, people were thinking, books are on the way out. Books, publishing is dead. But you see nowadays, even though we have all this advent of technology and communication booming, guess what? Books are also booming right now. Books have made a big comeback. Print, it's still struggling, but still, it's not down and out. It's still there. It's still going strong. but especially like reading on Kindle and things like that, other devices like that, that's still going really strong. Storytelling is very important, very hugely important, and that's why we're here doing this. I want to introduce, before I introduce the next two who are actually going to give us something special, something together, I want to say, if you all or anybody in here is interested in learning more about maybe publishing yourself, doing something like that, you can talk with us, with me, or if you want to learn about acting, Pedro's still here with us. Or you want to learn more about joining a group, motivational group with Lluvia Lorelay and we can just all of us have a discussion. So without further ado, I want to introduce to the stage duo Ceres Magaña and Damien Duque. They're going to do a joint project. Duque is going to play his ambient music, and Ceres will read from his newest collection of poetry. Ladies and gentlemen, Ceres Magaña and Damien Duque.
Hi everybody, my name is Ceres Magaña. I have Damien Duque here with me. He's going to be performing alongside with me. This is our first time that, I'm a little nervous. This is our first time that we're going to be performing poetry with this ambient music together. We met each other at this place called Luna Coffee House. You are all invited to come every Saturday. It's open mic night. So if you guys have enjoyed the event today, if you guys want to continue being inspired, if you guys know any artists that want to be part and want to come out and have a place to perform, Luna Coffee House on Molana, right in front of Hollywood Theater, you're all more than welcome to come. And we just recently put an anthology together. This anthology is a collection of poets that go to Luna Coffee House, and it comes with, like, basically it's the Luna Coffee House experience, and it comes with a CD from Damien Duque, which you guys will be checking out his music here in a minute. We have this for sale back here, if you guys are interested. I also have a book I wrote, 7 Blossoms. This is a collection of 7 horror stories, if you guys are interested in that. And the poetry I will be performing today, you can find it in this one. I don't have many copies of this one. It's called Las Palabras Aman Su Origen. It's poetry in Spanish. And what I'm going to be performing can be found in this collection. So I'm just going to wait for Damien to finish setting up. And I remind you all, Luna Coffee House, we're going to be there today at 9 o'clock, if you all want to come by.
Where is it?
It's on 113 West Nolana, I believe. In McAllen, Texas, yeah. 113 West Nolana Avenue. That, you guys, we're there every Saturday. So if you guys are ever in McAllen during a Saturday, you're more than welcome to stop by and see what's going on. The environment is great. Everybody that comes is always very, very satisfied with the experience. They always want to bring more artists so that they can be a part of it. So check it out, thanks.